Hello everyone, welcome at the fourth episode of my CreaLien Design Podcast. Today I'll be talking about spinning and knitting as usual. So let's get started. Last time I showed you this finished yarn for my next sweater project, my next Handspun sweater. And I showed you this was one of the yarns, and I showed you the second yarn, but it was still on the bobbin. I hadn't taken it off, but it was finished. And now I have taken it off. And look at it. One big fat skein of, it was a 50% merino and 50% camel blend. And it's very soft. And the color is, it's a creamy beige kind of color. And as I told you last time, I had the idea that I didn't spin it very constant on a constant thickness, but when I looked at the bobbin, it really did look like a constant thickness. But when I took it off, it's washed and it's puffed up like crazy. But now you can see that it's not as consistent as my usual spins, with some thicker parts and some thinner parts. But that's because this fiber was not easy to spin, because the merino has a really short staple length and the camel hair has a really long staple length. And that made it pretty difficult to spin at a constant thickness, but I'm still very happy with the yarn. I don't think it's gonna show in the sweater when it's knitted. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And look at them next to each other. The first color and the last color. So there's gonna be two colors in between. Beautiful, right? I really like them. And so in between, well, you have these two. And in between there will be this one. Well, let me take it out of the bag because you can't see anything. This one will be next to this one. This is 70% merino and 30% tussa silk. But the merino is like, I think three or four different colors of brown. And that's going to be next to this one. And the same color is the orange yellow brownish color. They're pretty similar colors in both of them. And next to that one will be this one. And this is, what was it? 40% merino and 20% of each alpaca, mulberry silk and camel. Yeah. And these are going to be next to each other. So they both have the silk and the brown merino. So good morning. And then we have this one. So I'm going to put them all next to each other. And this is going to be it. At first I really had some doubts, but I think they're going to be really good looking next to each other for a faded shawl or something. So yeah. And I've started spinning one of them, this one. I've made a start. This one really spins easily, but always silk spins very easily, and camel of alpaca also. So, but that's this one. You can't see the colors properly, but it's a really nice color. It actually looks a lot like this one, but darker. These are gonna be really nice next to each other. And yes, I painted this bobbin pink. So that's that. And I've been spinning some more. and that's this one, this skein. It's DK weight, 100% fine merino wool, and it was 100 grams. No, it's 110 grams, and 262 meters with 13 WPI reps per inch. So it's a DK weight, but usually all of my spins are DK weight with 12 or 13 reps per inch. And this one is so beautiful. It's brown with a lavender kind of blue and some sky blue. I bought the fibers from Chunk Lies on Etsy. I think I told that last time, but still. But look, I'm gonna open it up. All these different shades. And it's a really springy, bouncy kind of fiber. It's so nice. I really like it. So, and as you can see, I made a tag. That's what I've been doing last week. I have been tagging all my Handspun yarns, almost all of them, because the 4th of November I'm gonna be at a little flea market. So I have a market stall together with my ex-mother-in-law, and we are gonna stand there and try to sell some of my Handspun yarns and see. She designs postcards, really nice one. You can find her on Etsy as well. Something else NL, and she designs postcards, and she will be selling those and some other stuff. And I'll be selling my Handspun yarn, so I labeled them all. Normally I do that when I have sold something on Etsy, then just before I package it, I'll make the label. That's how I usually do it, but this time I have to label them all because otherwise people won't know the price and don't know what kind of fiber they're holding. So yeah, let's clean this up again. Not all of my fiber, almost all of my fibers will for sale. Yarns. Not all of them. But if you want to come, if you're in the Netherlands, it's the 4th of November in Zoetermeer in Kamee. Kamee, that's the name of the streets, and it's an elderly apartment building. Once you get there, you'll see it straight away. It's a big apartment building for elderly people, and that's where it is. The 4th of November in Zoetermeer, if you want to come. And something more. I had a lot of leftover bits and pieces of fiber, and I don't know how I got them all, because definitely didn't buy all of them. I got some, I think, as gifts with some other stuff I bought and a fiber share package or something. And I decided that I wanted to do something with it. So I just started blending them on my blending board and made a batt. And well, it turned out pretty nice. Look, this is one batt that I made, and it's 37 grams, so it's not a lot. I put in some merino, mostly merino, but also some fiber that I really don't know what it is. It's some kind of sheep, but I don't know what. There's some silk, some sari silk threads, some Angelina fiber, wool locks from different sheeps, and some Firestar. But it's really nice. It's like a sunset. But it turns out that I still got a lot of this fiber left. So I'm gonna make more of these. Look how pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna make more of these and then I'm gonna spin them into something. This one is just 37 grams. I think I can make 4 with the fiber that I have. But we'll see. And I'm just gonna spin them into something. I don't know how I want to spin it. Do I want to make it a single ply, 2 ply, 3 ply, chain ply, pooling, not pooling, gradient? I don't know yet. But first I have to make the bets before I can spin it anyway. So, nice, don't you think? That's it for the spin. Oh, all sparkles. So, let's put them back into the bed. So. I've not been knitting a lot. I have knitted a bit on my so faded sweater, but not a lot. But I can show you how far I've gotten. Okay, let me grab it. Because I'm working on the sleeves now. So this is the body. It's finally finished. And I finished the hem at the bottom. Because that's where I was last time when I showed you. I really like this color. This is my favorite in the sweater. And I think this one faded so nice into the last color. They are a perfect match and I really like those colors. I didn't like this color very much, but hey, who cares? And this is the sleeve. Well, you can see all my decreases, I mean. And I just started, there's a lot of pooling going on in the sleeve, but I didn't expect anything else because I dyed this yarn as a pooling sock yarn. And sleeves are a lot like socks, so I expected it to pull. And that's fine with me. I just started fading into this last color. Not the last, the one before last. The fourth color. And I am a bit worried about the amount of yarn. Because, look, this is what I have for this sleeve. And I have the same amount of this last color. So I think it's going to be 3/4 sleeves. And that I think that the sleeves will be the same length as the body. So not really long enough. But we'll see. We'll see how far I get. 3/4 sleeves is not a problem. I prefer longer sleeves, but it's not a problem. So, there it is. So, not a lot of progress on this one, but that's okay. I'm not in a hurry or anything. And the last thing I want to show you today is, well, I was about to start it, and then I remembered I had to take this, I had to make this episode for the podcast. And I know once I start a project, at first I can't stop. So I decided to put it aside for a minute, and when I finished with this episode, when I'm finished, I'm gonna start knitting. What I'm gonna make? Well, let me show you the yarn I'm gonna use. It's a single ply DK weight baby Alpaca yarn that I bought about 2 years ago or something at Liberty in London. I still got the bag. Yeah, it's purple with gold and I really like the bag. And it's a Rowan yarn. It's a Peruvian baby alpaca. It's 50 grams each. I got 2 skeins of yellow and 1 skein of gray. They are so much more beautiful than they look on screen. It's with a bit of distance you can see the colors better, but no. This is a very warm yellow, mustard yellow, and this is a beautiful gray. And they are semi-solids, and they are so pretty. And what I'm gonna make with it is a hat. I have a red coat, so I think this is gonna be beautiful as a hat. I'm sure it is. And I'm gonna have some leftover yarn because I know I'm not gonna need these whole 100 grams. It depends a bit on how much I've left over, but I'm thinking of making a caul with this lots skein. So if I have enough yarn, I'll do that. And if I don't have yarn, then I won't. But let's start with the hat. I'm not gonna use a pattern. Yeah, I'm gonna use my own pattern. And if it turns out the way I have in mind, then I'll write it out and I'll put it on Etsy and on Ravelry. Yes, as a base, I'm gonna use my other hat pattern that you can already find in Ravelry, but I'm gonna adjust it quite a lot. So, yep, so pretty. So, that's all I had to show you today. I'm not gonna promise a podcast, a podcast episode next week, because every time I promise one for the next week, I can't keep the promise, and I don't like it if I can't keep the promise. So I'm gonna just gonna do a 2-weekly episode, so every 2 weeks, and then if I have more to show you, then maybe I'll put an episode in between after just 1 week, but otherwise it's just every 2 weeks. Alright, have a good day.